What is up, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today, we have some awesome information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Image and Form is still considering Steamworld Dig / Steamworld Heist for the Nintendo Switch. So as many of you guys know, Steamworld Dig 2 will be hitting the Nintendo Switch, PS4 and PC at the end of summer. They're still working on it, but they're pretty much wrapping up development. And I think that Steamworld Dig and Steamworld Heist would be really good on the Nintendo Switch. And there's a couple of reasons why. So Steamworld Dig essentially started out on the Nintendo 3DS. That's where you could play it first. And it blew up, became a big indie hit. Therefore, it came to a bunch of other platforms from the PS4 to the Wii U and everything like that. Now, Steamworld Heist came out, launched on a variety of platforms, did well, but it's still not on the Nintendo Switch. They did release a combo pack with Steamworld Dig and Steamworld Heist on it, which has done very well on all the other platforms as well. So I think the Nintendo Switch, it being a portable and of course a home console, you pretty much get the best of both worlds. Like there's the PS Vita versions, right? And there's the PS4, there's crossplay. But what about the Nintendo Switch? You can essentially have the same thing instead of having PS4 and PS Vita. I also think that a lot of Nintendo fans would really want this. We've seen a lot of success even with releases that have sold millions on other devices, like Minecraft, for example, selling over 60,000 units in Japan alone on the Nintendo Switch from when it launched, like in May to like 2 weeks later. So like 60,000 units, and that's just in Japan. So I personally feel that Steamworld Dig / Steamworld Heist on the Nintendo Switch in a combo pack, a physical edition would be very good. Even if they do digital, that'd be fine, but a physical would be great like the PS4 got. So let's hope it does that. I know that we are all looking forward to Steamworld Dig 2. I think that's going to be a very good game, but I know Image and Form, they're really just kind of waiting and seeing the best time to release it. So hopefully we do get that in the future. Alright, and moving on to some more indie game news. Yooka-Laylee is now entering the testing phase on the Nintendo Switch. So we've got a status update as far as what's going on with the game. Now, the last time they talked about it, they said that all of the updates that they're bringing to the game, there's a big list as far as a patch that recently released on PS4, Xbox One, and all that. They said all that will be included into the Nintendo Switch version of the game. Now we have another status update via Twitter, and here's what they had to say on the matter from Platonic Games. For those asking, with the game update complete, we're now entering console and Nintendo Switch specific testing and should have final date shortly after. So this is definitely good for Nintendo Switch fans. And I've seen a lot of people somewhat complaining about, oh, well, it's taking them this long and it came out back in April or whatever the case is. And I have to say, do you guys want a quality port or not? They probably could have rushed it out. They probably could have got it out before the update and had the game not be as good and have to have you download all this. But they're taking their time and they're making sure that it's a quality port on the Nintendo Switch. So we still need to wait and see it running completely and how it turns out. But based on how much time they're taking, making sure that they add in the updates that the other versions are getting in the final release, I think it's going to be well worth it if you're into this style of game. But what do you guys think about Yooka-Laylee on the Nintendo Switch? Are you going to be double dipping or picking it up for the first time? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last article here, we have an interview that was very interesting with the mastermind behind the Xenoblade games. In particular, Xenoblade 2 would be Tetsuya Takahashi. He's done so much stuff, obviously dating all the way back to Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana. He's one of the most legendary producers in the industry, and especially in Japan when it comes to RPGs. And there was a great interview via GameStop where they talked about a lot of things, where Takahashi-san actually even said that his favorite genre of games is first-person shooters, and he even talked about how he can't really play RPGs and enjoy them just because he creates them, and as a producer it's very different. So he loves first-person shooters the most, with Battlefield 1 being the most recent game that he's sunk a lot of time into, which somewhat makes sense, I guess, because if you're creating those RPGs and you kind of want to play something that's completely out of your wheelhouse and something different, so I can see him liking first-person shooters, I guess. And there's actually been a lot of different Nintendo developers that have said the same thing as far as they play shooters, they play other stuff as well, and somewhat helps them as far as creating their own games by taking a different approach to things. But that's beside the point. You can check out the full interview if you want to read everything that he has to say. What I wanted to talk about is specifically when he talks about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and the step in the cycle that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 represents, and that was a question that was posed to Takahashi-san from GameSpot. So let's get into what he had to say on the matter. I think in terms of Xenoblade 2, there's always, like I mentioned, things that I wished I could have done or thought I should have done differently. I feel like Xenoblade 2 is my opportunity and my way to put out all of that into reality. I say all of that, but I probably can't do everything in that title. and I'm sure that when this game is done, I'll have more post-mortem things to think about and more changes and different things that I'd like to do. That'll be carried out in the next title, whatever it is that I work on. It's a cycle that really keeps me going. But obviously, if you're stuck on one point, you can't move forward and the game will never be made. So there's certain times where you have to kind of draw the line and say, this is how far I'm going to go this time. Whatever is left, I'll carry it over to the next game. That's kind of how I see it. But Xenoblade 2 is kind of like the accumulation of all the things that I have done and would like to have done from my past. So this is very, very encouraging. I like the fact that he's saying it's accumulation of all the different things. Notice how he didn't just say Xenoblade games. So it could be games maybe way back that he worked on, like Secret of Mana, or maybe games from all the points, Xenogears. There's so many different things that he's done in this industry, and like I said, he's pretty much an icon when it comes to Japanese game development, RPG games in general. What he's done with Xenosaga, what he's done with the Xenoblade franchise. I mean, really, he brought that up from almost nothing into what it is at this point. Seriously, like 7 years ago, we were not even sure if this franchise was even going to come over to the States. We don't even know if there was going to be a localization. Luckily, Nintendo of Europe stepped in there and bit the bullet and actually localized it. Therefore, that prompted Nintendo of America to take their localization from there. But it's just really good to see this, and I think it's a triumph in just persevering as far as what you want to do. Now, when it comes to the ideas that he's talking about here, I think some of the stuff that maybe he's alluding to is the blade system. That's something that we haven't really seen too much. I mean, we've seen variations of stuff like that from his past games, but having something to where you can have multiple different blades to actually put into a game, because it's called Xenoblade, right? So maybe he was thinking there could have been more than just the Monado or more than just what he's done before in the past, and maybe that is one of his ideas to say, hey, we can finally do this at this point. Multiple different blades, they all have different skills instead of just using one blade. So I think that's something that's very different that he put into this game. I mean, there's various other things as well, but I think that's probably the biggest thing that I can see so far. Also, the various different titans. That's one thing that's also really cool, that I think making it with an HD system that you can do. I know in Xenoblade Chronicles X, he really wanted to do multiplayer. He really wanted to have a Bethesda feel when it comes to content, right? You can just kind of go anywhere, do anything, and I think that there were some ideas that just got cut off, whether because of technical limitations, budgeting, whatever the case it was, hardware. I think that he's put in a lot of that effort and a lot of that time into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and we're going to get a real masterpiece of a game, especially when it comes to exploration, combat, and the general feel of what it is for a Takahashi game. So we'll see when it comes out. I'm super excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. If you have not checked out my combat analysis, please do so here. This video that you'll see in the corner. I absolutely love this game already, and I analyzed it, and I think there's a lot of great things, changes, improvements that they've made to the Xenoblade formula in order to make this game pretty much the ultimate version, because they're going on the third one at this point with Nintendo. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 2? What are some other ideas that you feel that Takahashi-san has put into that he wanted to in this game? So kind of let me know some of the ideas that you've seen so far that really make this game stand out outside of what he's done before. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on all of our social media. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered in to win some awesome prizes each month. We also have $10 prized eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We'll have Splatoon 2 Salmon Run, and of course Turf War. In addition to that, we'll also have ARMS playthroughs as well. So it's a lot of fun, got a lot of people signing up. Plus Discord voice chat for all of our live streams, so you can chat with the PlayerEssence community, talk it out, have a lot of fun. Check out the Patreon page and support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.